Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Suprabhatam. We will do the word split first. Ashastra Vihitam Ghoram Tapyante Ye Tapaha Janaha Dambhahankara Sanyuktaha Kamaraga Balanvitaha. This is the word split. In yesterday's shloka, we saw Yajante Satvika Devan Yaksharakshamsi Rajasaha Pretan Bhutaganamshchanye Yajante Tamasa Janaha. So what is the deity? What kind of worship, what kind of deity chosen will itself indicate whether it is a Satvika, Rajasika or Tamasika. If it is a well-established Devata Swarupa, in the Agamic tradition, Shaiva, Shakta, Vaishnava, all those Agamas, as per it is well established, if that is my chosen deity, then it is a Satvika. Yaksha, Rakshasa, if these are worshipped, then it is a Rajasik. Preta, Bhutagana, all those spirits and other such jinn and other things which are worshipped, then it is a Tamasik. So the object of worship itself will determine whether it is a Satvik, Rajasik or Tamasik. And also how you relate with the divinity, what kind of worship you offer. So in the puja paddhati also there are various approaches. You can worship in a Satvik way, worship in a Rajasik way and worship in a Tamasik way. So that is presented here by the terminology tapaha. So the choice of Devata that is mentioned here, the approach, the modus operandi of worship, that is mentioned here by the term tapaha. So what is the meaning of the word tapaha? Is it puja paddhati? Is it puja paddhati? Because the word tapaha tapas has so many layers of meanings in our Shastra. It has to be contextually understood. Because we see in the Yoga Shastra, tapona param pranayamat. Pranayamah param tapaha. Pranayama is tapas. That is one statement that we have. Tadhi tapas, tadhi tapaha. Shikshavalli says Swadhyaya and Pravachana is tapas. Study and teaching is tapas. And then hita, mita, medhya, ashanam tapaha. In Hatha literature we see food, consuming food which is a hita, mita and medhya, that is also tapas. And in Acharya Sayana's commentary to the Vedas, according to the ashrama, for brahmachari what is tapas, grihastha what is tapas, sannyasi what is tapas and vanaprastha what is tapas. So it is quite baffling if you take the meaning of the word tapas in general and try to apply all the meaning, force all the meanings into this, then you will go nowhere. The interpretation will be very difficult. So it is very essential that we go by the context and understand it and fix the meaning contextually, sandarbhika artha. So then what is a tapas here? As I mentioned earlier, tapas is how you relate to the devata. So previous shloka mentioned about devatas and then how you relate to the devatas. So that is the meaning of the tapas in this context. That's why textual methodology, context consciousness, all this is needed, especially in understanding our literature, traditional yogic, Vedic, Shastric literature. So this is a classical example, the meaning of the word tapas in this context. Now we can see that how Tamasic people, Tan vidhi asura nishchayan, this shloka and the next shloka are to be read together. So those who perform tapas in this way, Kamaraga Balanvitaha, Ashastra Vihitam Ghoram Tapyante Ye Tapojanaha, Dambhahankara Sanyuktah, Kamaraga Balanvitaha, Karshayamta Sharirastham Bhutagrama Machetasaha, Tan Vidhi Asura Nishchayan. Know them to be tamasic and having evil intention. So those who perform tapas in this manner, they are tamasic and asuric performers of tapas. So how do they do? Ashastra Vihitam. They don't know what the Shastras say, how to worship, how to go to a temple. So what are the paddhati in a temple? Normally, when you come to the temple, what is to be done? Which sannidhi, there is our Ganesha Sannidhi is there and also Dakshinamurti. Whom will you first worship? Obviously, yes, first Ganesha and then Dakshinamurti. There are so many systems, and you have to go around in the clockwise manner or the anti-clockwise manner? Clockwise manner. And then when the Deeparadhana is performed, what will you do? Look at your phone? What will you do? Look at the Devata Swarupa and try to imprint the form in your mind. And when the Pujari brings the Deeparadhana, what you do? You take it and then place it in your eyes. So in this way there is and the prasada is given. Will you lick it? No. You take it without touching the saliva, etc. You have it like this. So in the normal temple going activity itself, there are so many etiquettes and conventions. So but certain people, they don't care anything. No, it is between me and the God. Let me have a conversation in the way I want to have with the God. So ghoram tapyante. Hey, I have come here, you bless me. So that is the attitude. You can see in many Puranas that how Ravana, how Hiranyakashipu and how many Rakshasas, they performed their tapas. So you can see that Ravana offered head after head. So until you give me the desired boon, I will keep torturing myself. So worship is bhaktihi sacha parama prema rupa. That is what Narada says in Bhakti Sutra, the very first sutra. Sacha parama prema rupa. How to offer, how to connect with the divinity with the devotion and which is marked by love and affection. The connection, the bridge that connects us and the divinity. Ishvara is not that just like we go to our parents, hey, give me this, give me that, I want this much money, that much money. No, not that way. Of course we are artha, jignasu, artharthi, but there is a way of asking. So with love, with affection, that's how we need to connect. Sakhyam, dasyam, atmanivedanam, these are the ways in which we have to connect. It is not agraha. See, if you don't give, I will torture myself. So that kind of tapas. Ghoram tapyante ye tapaha janaha. And then dambha ahankara sanyuktaha. With arrogance and ego, they go. And as if they have entitlement. Hey, I am your son, or I am created by you, so it is your responsibility to take care of me. No, this kind of conversation we cannot have with the God. So we have to be humble. Just like in certain moments we have deep affection, unconditional love. So similarly, the way in which tapas is to be offered, the way in which we connect to the divinity should be based on affection and not on demand or entitlement. So that is the approach. When we that's why often when we join your palms, naturally our head bends down. So with humility, with vinaya, with shanta swabhava, with prema swabhava, that is how tapas has to be done. Here tapas is devotion to the divinity. If that is not done, then will the God not gift such people? Of course, the God will gift, just like the father or the mother gives something to the child which is more stubborn, etc. But finally, with the gift, will the child be happy? No. So many Rakshasas are blessed with so many varas, but finally they meet their fate with some avatara coming down. So hence, God will still be pleased, damba, ahankara, ghora, tapas. He will grant, just like the father or the mother. But it will be unto our doom and not to the moksha or higher salvation. So hence, it is very essential that such negative way, coercive way of devotion should be avoided, and a sattvic way of devotion should be cultivated. So even if I don't know what the Shastra exactly says, but that's why Arjuna asked, I don't know the Shastra, but still am I sattvika, rajasika or tamasika? So if your bhakti is based on love and not on coercion or entitlement or agraha, then your bhakti, even without studying the Shastra, is sattvik. So that is the meaning that we derive from this shloka.
Shanti mantra. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।